So, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm, good evening, even though it's night, but let's say good evening. I am your host, the Mr. International Nepal 2023, Prajwol Tamrakar, along with the Miss Globe Nepal 2024, Miss Monica Adhikari. And today you are watching the live of Mr. and Miss National Nepal Season 4, presented by November Clothing in association with True Dharma, powered by Mahindra Agni Group. Okay, Monica ji, I have a few questions for you.
Of course.
Two questions भन्नुभन्दा त्यो क्वेसन सोध्नुभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ हाम्रो अडिसन्स अस्ति भएको थियो है काठमाडौँ अडिसन्स त्यसको बारेमा केही भूमिका आफ्नो भनिदिनु होला नि हाउ वाज द एक्सपिरियन्स एन्ड अल
Auditions, actually it started pretty late, but then the contestants were like really excited. I'm like म आफै पनि कुरा गरे थिए contestants-हरुसँग, and then we had a little chit chat and we were like on the backstage side auditions go, like inspiring the contestants. Like they were pretty nervous kind of, so like के हुन्छ कस्तो हुन्छ, of course the सबैलाई नै हुन्छ, and we were there like motivating them and then cheering them up, and it was a really nice experience talking to them.
Alright. So हाम्रो दर्शकहरुलाई चाहिँ म फेरि एकचोटी के भन्न चाहन्छु भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो काठमाडौँ अडिसन्स भर्जन 1 चाहिँ 15 फेब्रुअरीमा भएको थियो। त्यो चाहिँ हाम्रो मण्डला नर्लिङ्स लर्ड्स प्राइममा भएको थियो उता महाराजगञ्जतिर चक्रपथ भनौँ। अनि वी ह्याड अ गुड नम्बर अफ पिपल, ग्रेट कन्टेस्टेन्ट्स, ग्रेट ट्यालेन्ट्स। तर धेरैजनाको चाहिँ त्यो के भनौँ के कुरा आयो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ ठ्याक्क भ्यालेन्टाइन्स डेको एक दिन पछाडि थियो नि त। अनि मोस्ट अफ देम वर स्टिल के भन्ने त्यसलाई लभको ह्याङओभरमा भएको भएर चाहिँ मोस्ट अफ देम कुडन्ट मेक इट इन दि काठमाडौँ अडिसन्स। तर जो आउनु भएको थियो दे वर प्रिटी ग्रेट। र हाम्रो फेरि चाहिँ अडिसन्सहरू हुँदैछ। सो मिस मोनिका जी हाम्रो अबको फ्युचर भनौँ फ्युचर अडिसन्स कता कता हुँदैछ यसो जानकारी दिनु होला।
हाम्रो फ्युचर अडिसन्स चाहिँ we're doing outside of Valley first, so it's gonna be Chitwan, Pokhara, Birganj, Nepalganj, Itari, and then Dhangari, and so many more places. So you update चाहिँ हजुरले Mr. and Miss National को official page मा चाहिँ देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ। Of course मेरो page मा पनि देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ। We've already posted the posters, so yeah, get ready.
Alright. हाम्रो यहाँ एउटा क्वेसन आएको छ हैन pageantry BB page 1 बाट उहाँको क्वेसन चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरि were the contestants stronger this year?
Of course I could see a few contestants who were really strong. I think they can make a really good history actually. Yeah.
Alright. हामी contestants को नामहरु चाहिँ अहिले तत्कालै चाहिँ रिभिल गर्दैनौं, बिस्तारै आउँदै गर्छ हाम्रो पेजमा। सो त्यसको लागि चाहिँ प्लिज स्टे ट्युन है। Alright. Okay, so अब चाहिँ I have a few questions for Miss Monica and we will move forward like with this online interview session जस्तै भनौं, live interview session. Alright. So the first question for you Miss Monica is तपाईको national journey लाई चाहिँ तपाईले एउटा वर्ड मा डिफाइन गर्नु पर्दा कुन वर्डले डिफाइन गर्नुहुन्थ्यो होला तपाईको national को जर्नी? मोनिका जी तपाईको I think आवाज आएन।
Oh, I'm sorry. Mute. So next word, it's unexpected for me because joining the pageant itself was very unexpected for me. So as I joined the pageant, I got to learn so many new things. I got to learn about so many new people. And it's like धेरै कुराहरुको बारेमा सिके, and of course I learned more, which helped myself to grow my communication skills and everything. It went like whoop. So yeah, it was really unexpected, but it was really nice.
All right. Unexpected भए पनि it was very exciting, right? Because म पनि तपाईहरुको final training stages मा म पनि actively नै हेरिरहेको थिएँ सबै contestants-हरुलाई त्यसरी पुरा मज्जाले हेरिरहेको थिएँ कि who would be my next successor भनेर। So I could see that the competition was great. Everybody was so pumped up. Okay, the next question that I'd like to ask is तपाईहरुको जुन ट्रेनिङ भएको थियो है 1 month को
Yeah.
सो त्यो ट्रेनिङ को बेलामा चाहिँ how were you feeling like because trainings अलिकति गाह्रो हुन्छ अलिकति स्ट्रेसफुल हुन्छ टाइम म्यानेजमेन्ट इश्यूजहरु हुन सक्छ एभ्री डे आउनु पर्छ सो तपाईको चाहिँ कस्तो थियो डिड यु फील इट वाज ओके टाइप थियो कि अलिकति there's a different approach.
Actually, I felt like it was pretty normal for me because I am very used to doing runway shows. पहिला पनि अनि runway shows मा पनि there used to be like यस्तै choreographies हरु and we used to have like 2 to 3 hours of training per day. अनि choreography मा जाने and then we used to practice अनि त्यसपछि साथीहरुसँग गफ गर्ने रमाइलो गर्ने and yeah, it was the same actually यता पनि but it actually lasted for a month instead of like 2 to 3 days. So it was pretty similar. Of course, about hectic ta bhayalcha because you have to give in so much of your time, so much of your effort for this pageant. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I have another question for you. While we are talking about the training stage of the Miss National Nepal 2024 last year, त्यति बेला चाहिँ whenever you were doing the training, doing the walks, doing the pasarela. Okay, my bad. Pasarela walk training अनि त्यो सबै एक्टिभिटिजहरु त्यसमा you could see your friends, right? The female contestants. So उनीहरु मध्येमा को चाहिँ तपाईहरुले एकदमै okay, this girl is pretty good. त्यो आफले हुन्छ नि okay, she might be my competitor त्यस्तो फिलिङ आको थियो.
मलाई चाहिँ to be honest, Pandakeri, actually Sajina, of course. I had my eyes on Sajina, Aditi, and then Sanskriti because they were really good. Ani like I'm number wise like I was number 7, a 6, and this pachi they were like ori pari mero. So we used to be together choreography time ma line ma ubita pani. So I had my eyes on them. And they were actually pretty good, yeah.
All right. So did you make any strategies ki like if I use this and if I do something like this, I might get the upper hand or something like that. This is strategize garnu bhako थियो तपाईले?
No, actually, honestly, no. I was like, I'll do my best. Of course, I will do my best. Everybody is giving their best, and whoever wins because they deserve it.
A very good answer indeed. All right. So the next question that I'd like to ask is, before joining the competition, what kind of expectations did you have? Because तपाईले भन्नुभयो तपाई चाहिँ modeling र runway background बाट आउनु भएको थियो. So तपाईको expectations चाहिँ कस्तो थियो pageantry related?
So regarding pageantry, I had no idea. Honestly, I had no idea कसरी हुन्छ के हुन्छ how does it work भन्ने पनि मलाई थाहा थिएन. So after I joined the pageantry, I found out that sorry. So like we have to practice for our finale show. It's the choreography hunsa, and they actually like teach you a lot of things that I did not expect them to teach. So regarding grooming and then communications एकदमै important हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ मैले pageantry आएर थाहा पाएँ. And everything else was like I learned so much from this experience, national scale, that I pretty much enjoyed every bit of it. And at the end of the competition, yeah, I actually won, and that was a very good experience. Yeah.
All right. So अब यही तपाईको ब्याकग्राउन्ड र अहिले जुन pageantry फिल्डमा हुनुहुन्छ त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अर्को एउटा follow up question छ भनौं न. Since तपाईँ you have had a lot of experience on the runway.
Yeah.
So runway को बेलाको walk र pageantry बेलाको walk is different, right? So तपाईलाई चाहिँ त्यो cope गर्नलाई चाहिँ गाह्रो भएको थियो कि it was like second nature?
It was like I just had to make a few adjustments here and there. Baki to I knew how to walk on heels. It was not very hard for me. Ani walk, like the confidence, the stage presence, everything I was very used to. Just the moments haru matra halka change garnu parne थियो मैले. So I worked on that. and I think I did pretty well.
All right, all right. So अब फेरि फेरि अर्को एउटा फलोअप क्वेसन है त मैले धेरै ठाउँबाट सुनेको छु कि द फ्यासन रनवेज र प्याजेन्ट्रीको जुन रनवेज हुन्छ दे हेभ डिफरेन्ट अप्रोचेस इन हाउ अ मोडल इज सिन अर अ पर्सन इज सिन सो तपाईँको चाहिँ यसमा के भ्युज छ
Like, you're walking in a fashion runway, you're there for the clothes that you're wearing or the jewelries, the accessories, whatever you're presenting. I know that you have to keep yourself hidden as much as you can with a straight face or like minimal body movements. So fashion runway ma चाहिँ त्यसरी हुन्छ. But then if you see pageants it's completely the opposite. You have to make yourself more visible rather than what you're wearing or what you have on yourself. So does not matter whatever clothing I'm wearing, whatever accessories I have, it's there just to boost my presence on the stage. So it's the exact opposite of what you do in a fashion runway. So pageantry is all about yourself, how you present yourself, and basically it's more of you rather than what you have on you.
That was exactly the answer that I was looking for. Very well said. Very well said. So म फेरि एकचोटि हाम्रो दर्शकहरूलाई भन्न चाहन्छु यु आर वाचिङ November Clothing presents Mr. and Miss National Nepal Season 4 in association with True Dharma, powered by Mahindra Agni Group. We are right now live with the Miss Globe Nepal 2024. Okay, so I have a few questions in the chat box. Question भनेको पनि एउटा तपाईको लागि कम्प्लिमेन्ट छ हाम्रो त्यही सेम पेजेन्ट पेजबाट. Oh, did Monica get disconnected? I think she got disconnected. Technology, sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a boon. Okay, let's wait for her to reconnect. Right? I think I can cater to some of the questions. When is the new Miss Globe Nepal being crowned? The exact dates have not come out right now, but I think and I believe that it's probably in the month of April, either the first week or the second week of April. So please do stay tuned until the next announcement is made in our page.
Oh my god. I accidentally went back.
Okay. No worries. एकैछिन है.
Sorry.
मेरोमा चाहिँ फेरि तपाईको भिडियो देखेर छैन.
Ew. I can see you though.
Okay. मेरोमा चाहिँ I can only see me. Okay, no worries. I believe you're there. Okay. Yes, well, म चाहिँ के भन्न थिएँ भन्दाखेरि you have one compliment in the chat from the pageant page. The pageant page says that she is very new for a pageant, but she looks like she is made for it. Huge respect.
Oh my god, thank you. It's actually my first ever experience in a pageant, so I don't know what the future holds for me.
We also have another compliment for you, that is Monica's placement at Miss Globe is a great achievement this year for Nepal.
God. It was really a very proud moment for myself as well, actually. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take another question. त्यसपछि we'll get back to our interview session, Manu. The next question for you from the chat is, do you have any plans for Miss Universe Nepal?
I don't. And maybe after that, I'll think about joining another pageant.
Okay. All right. So, let's get back to our interview session, Manu. All right. So, how has your life changed after you've won the Miss Globe Nepal 2024?
Of course, there's a huge change after I won the Miss Globe Nepal. Before that, I used to just work as a model for shoots and runway shows, and that was it. But then after I won the title, I got to deliver my experience through interviews to so many people. And I also got to, that was honestly once in a lifetime experience representing my country at an international stage and getting a placement in it. It was, of course, life changing. My parents are super, super proud of me. Of course, my friends are proud of me. And it's like some kind of change within myself that I cannot explain. But I feel like I've grown pretty much, and I can do so much better. Not only in pageantry, but also regarding my daily life. I feel like I can do so much. I can grow so much, and I've learned so much from it, from the experience I've gathered, learning from all the beautiful ladies from around the world, which I met at the Miss Globe. It's like a lot. It's actually a lot of growth that I cannot explain right now.
Well, I can totally understand you. The immense happiness phenomena from winning your first ever pageant. This is your first time, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's my first time.
So I can totally understand and I can totally relate to your experience as well. So yes, तपाईको चाहिँ, from what I believe, तपाईको nationals को finale was in April, May मा है,
Around.
अनि तपाईको international को journey चाहिँ it was around in December, October.
Yeah.
October, okay.
Last to October 15th, yeah.
Okay, October, November. So there were like almost 4 to 5 months of difference. So the 4-5 months मा चाहिँ तपाईको preparation कस्तो थियो for the international pageant?
So to be honest, right after the national pageants, the national competition ended, it was like it took me pretty much time to, like get through. Like, yeah, I won this title. Yeah, I am Miss Globe Nepal 2024. And I have this responsibility. I have to represent Nepal in Albania. And there was so much to process at that time. And of course, during that time, Sajina was preparing for Miss Supranational, and Dheeraj was also preparing for Mr. Supranational. So I was like looking forward to their journey and to learn something, to, like kind of gain some experience, looking at them, that what I should do, what I should prepare on, what is more important in a pageantry. And of course, my walk was pretty good, actually. So, of course, Smith sir, he helped me a lot to practice for a few days, actually, before leaving for the pageantry. He actually suggested me to practice right before I left for the international competition. And there were like so many things that I had to do on my own, like the wardrobe, the photo shoot, the jewelry, the accessories, the heels, and the gowns, and so much. The national costume. I had my national costume already prepared by a designer who is more like a sister to me. So she actually prepared the national costume 2 years back for me.
Okay.
So I did not get the chance to take it with me 2 years back. And after 2 years, I finally got the chance to take that specific national costume with me. And I talked to her. She prepared the costume. I tried it on. We did everything. And special thanks to Manish Rai, ANX Studio, Basemark Nepal. They sponsored me with like basically all of my casuals that I needed. And Lamuse and Tizamore, like all of them were so much supportive that I did not have a hard time for the preparations. The only thing that I had to prepare was my walk, my posture, my expressions, which Smith sir actually helped a lot. And yeah, that was it. I was well prepared. Let's see.
Well, I do believe all of that preparation did come to good use, right? The placement and everything. Well, I have one question from a fan from Albania, I believe. The question is, ask Monica, will she come back to Albania? We miss her.
Actually, Albania reminded me so much of Nepal. It's very similar to Nepal. When we go outside of the Kathmandu Valley, the roadways are similar, the sceneries are similar, the houses are kind of similar, not the same, but kind of similar. And you can also see cows on the road, just like in Nepal. I actually talked to my chaperone so much about it that yeah, there are cows in Nepal as well. It reminds me so much of Nepal, and there are mountains. One thing that Albania has and Nepal does not is the beaches. So it was my first time experiencing a beach in Albania, and I am so happy to say that the first time I ever got to go to a beach and experience the beach side is in Albania. So it will always be my favorite. I miss Albania and I wish I could go to Albania once more.
Well, yes, indeed. There are a lot of similarities. Well, I have a few more comments, and most of them are talking about this year's plus this batch's success in the international placements. I, along with Miss Monica, would like to thank for all the support from the pageant pages from all around the world. Okay. All right. So I have another question for you. All right.
Okay.
So since you talked about the national costume, which was pre-prepared for you 2 years back, so could you enunciate about the story behind it? Is
Yeah.
it? Can you share it, or
Yeah.
is it way too private?
I can share it, of course. Years back, actually, now that I count, it's 3 years back in 2022.
All right.
I won the title of Model Nepal season. I don't know, I forgot. So Model Nepal season 7, I guess. So actually, I was supposed to represent Nepal in South Korea for the World Miss Universe.
And again, you got the chance to carry it. Carry it.
Of course.
So, अब त्यसकै कुरा गर्दाखेरि, could you please also specify about your national costume, the Miss Globe 2024?
My national costume was the traditional Nepali dress for a woman. That was Gunyu Cholo. And it was the headgear that carried the most elements. It had our national flower rhododendron. It had a map of Nepal on the top of the head, like here. And it would want other people from other different parts of the world to know about us. It had the Mount Everest, it had the rhododendron, it had the map of Nepal, it had our traditional female costume, which is the Gunyo Cholo. And I also wore it with some few accessories on my ankles. And I also wore the traditional Nepalese slippers, which is the red Makmalko Chappal. Yeah. And I also wore pauju with it, which it was my own. I had it in my home. I used to wear it every now and then whenever I felt like wearing it. So I also added that. Yeah.
All right. So the true essence of the Nepali woman was carried by the Miss Globe Nepal 2024. That's absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So could you also specify about your international journey? Because there's a lot of different activities. There is also a Miss Talent, right? So please do specify about the different activities that happened in the Miss Globe.
So when I first arrived at the Miss Globe competition in Albania, we were staying at Melia Duris, one of the best resorts in Albania, I would say. It was so kind of tiring. We moved to different parts of Albania, different cities of Albania, and we had our talent round in a different city. Then we had our head-to-head round in a different city, and there were like so many things that we got to do. And we used to have photo shoots and video shoots for the Miss Globe itself and the hotels that we stayed in. It was more of a tour that we almost did one complete tour of Albania, starting from Tirana and back to Tirana for the finales. We saw the beaches, we saw the mountains, and we had a really nice and a very pleasant experience being with all the girls, all the talented, smart girls. Yeah, it was really fun. We used to vibe. We used to have so much fun in the bus. The head-to-head challenge was actually done in like different rounds. So we actually managed to get Nepal actually managed to get to the finale of head-to-head challenge. There were like I think 10 more countries, like 10 countries in total, I guess, for the finale. And I think New Zealand, she was like very good, very, very good at speaking. And she knew what she was saying. Her expressions, her emotions, where everything was on point. And New Zealand won the head to head challenge. And then there was India. She was also my roommate. She was actually like an older sister to me. She used to teach me so many things that I was yet to learn, of course, because I'm just 21. And yeah, she also got to the final round of the head-to-head challenge. For the talent round, I actually had something else planned in my mind. I was gonna do a dance performance, dance to a Nepalese song on the on the talent round. I also did carry the costume which I needed for the dance. But then when I reached there, I suddenly decided not to dance anymore. I thought that I've never tried singing. I sing pretty well. I think I sing pretty well. I have never tried singing in front of a mass. I might as well sing for the talent round. And guess what? I did sing for the talent round. Yeah.
That's a bold move.
Yes.
Changing your talent preparation at the last minute. That was a bold move.
It was actually. But overall, it was really nice. Yeah.
All right. So you were just now talking about the vibes that you got during the international journey while you were touring around Albania, meeting new friends, making new friends, meeting people all around the world. Like, were there some people that you instantly vibed with and became close with
Yeah,
during the international journey?
I did. There was Miss Sri Lanka and Miss India. Miss Sri Lanka, she actually lives in Germany, but then, oh no, sorry, not Germany, Netherlands. Miss Bangladesh lives in Germany. I did not know that it was this, common for the contestants to live in a different country from what they represent. But then I found it out when I was there. So Miss Sri Lanka, because maybe she was my age, she was like very chill, very fun to hang around with, and we had like the same opinions about so many different things. So yeah, Miss Sri Lanka and Miss India, we vibed a lot. Yeah.
All right, all right. So Miss Sri Lanka was one of the closest friends that you've made in the Miss Globe.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'd like to move on towards another sector, or let's say another section, and let's come back to Nepal, all right?
Yeah, of course.
We might go into the international journey again, but for now, let's come back to Nepal. So I'd like to ask you about the criterias that there are to join the Mr. and Miss National Nepal Season 4.
So for the season 4, there are no height criterias. Like you might be wondering, you might be maybe thinking that I'm too short, I'm too tall, whatever. So there are no height criterias for the Mr. and Miss National Nepal season 4. However, there is an age criteria. For females, it is age 18 to 32, I suppose. And for male, it's 18 to 34, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so if you fall within that age range, there's no need to worry. The only criteria we have, I think it's just age criteria that we have, right?
The marital
Oh,
status,
yes.
there's also a criteria in that, yes.
So if you're joining a pageant, of course, you cannot be married. If you're joining a Miss something or Mr. something, then of course you cannot be married. But if you're married, you can of course always join Mrs. something or yeah, there are other pageants for that.
Mm.
But for Mr. and Miss National, because it clearly mentions Miss National, so you cannot be married. Yeah, that and the age criteria is the only criteria that you have, probably. Yeah.
So since we're talking about the criterias, there is one question in the chat from Mr. Saurabh Sapkota. The question is, how can he apply for this pageant?
So if you want to apply, you can register via Khalti app. You can go to the Khalti app and you can search for Mr. and Miss National or Mr. National or Miss National Nepal 2025. And then you get a form where you basically fill in your information and where you're from. So, yeah. And then you have to also pay a fee of rupees 1,000, which is the registration fee. And then after you register, then you have to go for the auditions where you can apply from, like, the Inside Valley auditions are already over, but I'm not sure yet if we are doing another auditions for the Kathmandu Valley. But then if you're from outside the valley, then you can apply from like Chitwan, Pokhara, Nepalganj, Thangadi, Itahari, and few more places. So yeah, you have to go for the auditions. If you get selected for the auditions, you have to pay a fee of 20,000 rupees. It was 20,000 rupees when we were there for the season 3. I think it was the same for you as well.
Yes. And it's going to be the same for the season 4 as well.
So you pay a fee of 20,000 rupees, and everything that you do within the training session till the finale is covered within the 20,000 rupees that you pay. So even if you are taken for a trip somewhere, then you don't have to pay for that extra. So it's covered within the 20,000. And yeah, that is all.
Well, there will be auditions in various cities as well as back in Kathmandu, I believe. And there will also be virtual auditions once all the regional auditions have been over. So Mr. Saurabh has again asked another question. When will the audition be in Pokhara? Well, the exact dates have not been finalized yet, but please stay tuned and please keep on checking our posts to stay updated on the dates. They will be pre-informed, so you will not miss it. But if you do not follow our page and stay updated, then you might get missed. So I would request everybody to please follow the page, follow the Miss Globe Nepal 2024, along with 5 other international winners from our organization, as well as me, the past winner. So yes, please do follow us. And yes, Miss Monica, अब ये हामी pageant को हाम्रै national को कुरा गर्दै गर्दाखेरि this year how many titles do we have and what are they? Could you please?
Here we have titles like we had last year. So 3 for male and 3 for female. For the male, we have Mr. Supranational, Mr. National, and Mr. Tourism World. And for the female, we have Miss Supranational, Miss Globe, and then Miss Intercontinental. So these are the 6 titles that you might win if you join. If you join for the auditions and if you get selected, if you train yourself hard enough, you might as well win one of these 6 titles. Yeah.
Okay, then now you have told about the titles and the international placements, or not the placements, but the titles. Yes, the international titles that you get. So, what do the winners get from the organization side?
If you win any one of these titles, then you're getting a free membership from Gymkhana and the Physic Workshop. You also get a voucher worth of 25,000 rupees from here in Shanti. Then we also have our more sponsors such as Daura Thakali and Bota Momo. So whenever we gather somewhere for a meeting, then you can just go there and have lunch. Yeah.
There are a lot of other sponsors and a lot of opportunities as well as hampers and stuff हाम्रो स्पोन्सर्सबाटै पाउनुहुन्छ त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अझै पनि स्टे ट्युन बिकज द स्पोन्सर्स एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ त्यो सबै अपडेटेड हुँदैछ अनि यस अनदर वान एउटा रिक्वेस्ट के आएको छ भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो मिस्टर सौरभबाटै कुड यु प्लिज से हाई टु मोनिका फ्रम माई साइड सो मिस्टर सौरभ सेज हाई टु यु डु यु हेभ एनिथिङ टु से टु हिम
Hi, Saurav. So, if you think you can make it, you might as well join the auditions of Mr. and Miss National Nepal. And if you have not registered yet, you can, of course, register via Khalti.
And what I would like to say from my side to you, Mr. Saurabh, is if you're from Pokhara, do join the Pokhara's audition and you can say hi to Miss Monica physically, personally.
Of course.
All right. Okay. So now I'd like to ask you what message that you'd like to give to the youths and individuals who are, wanting to join a pageant but are hesitating. Like join गरौँ कि नगरौँ जस्तो हुन्छ नि सो उहाँहरुको लागि चाहिँ एउटा मेसेज के दिन चाहनुहुन्छ तपाईले
So the first and last thing that I would want to say is you will never know what it's like until and unless you try it out for yourself. So if you're thinking about something and you might want to do something, then you might as well just join it, just do it, just try it out for yourself and you'll figure it out on your own. So sometimes you just have to push yourself so that you don't have to say कि हैन मैले सक्छु कि सक्दिन होला के होला मैले गर्न सक्छु कि मैले सक्दिन कि मैले भ्याउँछु कि भ्याउँदिन होला because most of us are working or most of us are students. Of course, I'm also a student. I'm still in my bachelor's. I'm doing my bachelor's currently. So मैले पनि त्यस्तै सोचेर मैले भ्याउँदिन होला मेरो कलेज पनि त छ नि मैले यस्तो पनि त काम गरिरहेको छु नि what if भनेर मैले त्यसरी बसेको भए I would have never won this title to be honest म auditions मै नआएको भए मैले join नै नगरेको भए if I had not been committed to this then I probably would not have done this. I probably would not have achieved this. My international pani janthen hola because I would not have won the Miss Globe title. And I would have definitely missed so much in life because until and unless you try it for your own, you never know. You might miss out on so much from your life and I don't think anybody would want to regret missing out on things. So whatever comes to your mind, I suggest just do it. Yeah.
Okay. So until and unless you try, you are not going to know if you're worth it or not. So तपाईको मेसेज चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरि हेजिटेन्ट होला गरौँ कि नगरौँ होला तर of course try नगरेसम्म त you're not going to know. So yes, I'd also like to add on to that is please if you have a doubt just forget about it, just keep it aside and push yourself and just take that step.
Exactly.
Okay. So we have another question from Mr. Susan Tamang. What qualities and qualifications are needed to be Mr. Nepal? So would you like to take this question?
Yes. So I would say the only qualities and qualifications that you need are self-confidence and willingness to be committed to what you have signed up for. So that are the only things that you need. And of course, the age criteria that I've mentioned for male, it's 18 to 34, I suppose. And there are no height criterias. If you might be thinking I'm too tall or I'm too short, I'm too thin, I'm too fat, whatever. You don't have to worry about anything. You just need to be yourself. You need to be confident. And that are the only qualities and qualifications that you need to join Mr. and Miss National Nepal 2025.
All right. Tesmasi, what I would also like to add on is another quality that I wouldn't say you should have, that if tapaiसँग छ भने it's going to be a plus point, is the humbleness, or let's say down to earth nature. Because the easier it is for people to work with you, for people to talk to you, for people to even approach you, the higher you're going to reach. So always stay humble, always be close to the ground, and who knows, you might even reach the top. Okay, so now I'd like to ask you one final question from my side. That is one life lesson that you've learned throughout your whole life.
So, to be honest, throughout my entire life, I had always been like very doubtful of myself. I was socially anxious. I could not speak to a mass. I used to think like, what if people are looking at me? What if people are gonna say things about me? And there was so much like going on through my head. But then it was, unless I joined the Mr. and Miss National Nepal, I actually learned, I pulled myself out of what I had been hiding inside, actually. And I learned that, yeah, like seeing so many people, there were so many contestants who could speak really well and with so much confidence. And I used to look up to them, I used to learn from them. And I thought, like, yeah, I should also do this. I might as well try this. Who cares? Like, just speak whatever comes to your mind, just speak whatever comes to your heart. It's just you expressing what you feel to the people in front of you, and you should never be afraid of that. And I pretty much trained myself throughout this entire journey. Even after winning, I trained myself to this, and I achieved so much. I think I can speak so much better. My confidence has been boosted so much, and I find myself as a new person than what I was maybe 1 or 2 years back. So it's like a completely different change. The level is like I was here and then I rised up to here. I can feel that within myself, and I think the audience who watch me, they can also see that. And I've heard this from so many people that you've changed so much, you're doing so much better, and there are so many people supporting me throughout my journey, even though if it's not pageantry, even if it's through my daily life. So I've gained a lot of supporters. Yeah.
Well, indeed. Well, this one lesson that you've learned and that you've shared to all of us, I do believe that it has inspired a lot more people, and they are also going to follow your steps.
I hope.
All right. So I can see that Mr. Saurabh has been complimenting you a lot, and I would personally request you to come to the auditions and then personally give these compliments to her.
Of course, I would love to meet you in person as well.
All right.
Please.
Okay. I have another question for you. So, as we've seen in the past, from Mr. and Miss National Nepal season 2, 3, and now we're moving on towards season 4. Every new season has added something new.
Yeah.
And now I'd like to ask you, or I would want you to highlight some new things that is going to happen in this season, because this season is, I believe, going to be one of the biggest seasons of Mr. and Miss National Nepal.
So, one of the major highlights of this season is that we are working together with the World Youth Festival, which is happening in Nepal, of course, this year. So we will also be doing an international runway. So if you are coming for the auditions and if you get selected for from the auditions for the Mr. National Nepal Season 4, then you will also get a chance to walk an international runway along with many other international winners and, of course, us, your national winners, on the international runway. So it is going to be a first time in Nepal thing. So you might not want to miss it. Yeah.
So I'd also like to add on this season, the season 4 of Miss and Miss National Nepal 2025 is going to be one of the biggest seasons in the history of Nepal's pageant, I believe. And I would highly encourage as well as request the interested contestants, the interested individuals to please register and join the auditions and be a part of this historical pageantry history of Nepal, I believe.
You would not want to miss this season on.
Of course, of course. So, अब हामी final stagesमा पुगिसकेका छौँ. So now I'd like to request you to again highlight the audition not criteria, the process of auditions भनौँ न.
So when you come for the auditions, they're like basically like any other auditions you would ever go to. There is a panel of judges. So there's gonna be a panel of judges. You're gonna show your walk basically. Don't worry if you do not know how to do a professional walk. They do not judge how professional you are. They just judge your confidence. So you need to be confident. Does not matter how you walk, how you speak. It's just you need to have confidence within yourself. You need to believe in yourself. And then the judges might as well ask you a few questions, but don't worry, it's not gonna be like super, super difficult questions. It's gonna be questions about maybe yourself or what you wanna do, what vision do you have, or things related to yourself, basically, or what you see in Mr. and Miss National Nepal. Why do you want to join? Or stuff like that. So it's not going to be a super difficult question. Of course, it's going to be really fun. The judges are going to be really nice to you. You're going to love the interaction you're going to have, basically, which I did as well during my period. And that's it to it. Like, that's it. There's nothing more to the auditions. You just go, you just express yourself, what you feel, how you feel. Just show that you're confident enough, show that you want to be there, show that you want to win the title, not only the national title, show that you want to win the international title as well, so that you're dedicated. And yeah, that's it.
Yes, indeed. So, what I would like to also highlight the fact is that our regional auditions are happening pretty soon. Please do stay updated with our page. And there will be posts coming in different cities, Pokhara, Butwal, and a lot of different cities. So stay tuned for that. Yes. अनि हाम्रो जो विनर्सहरु हुनुहुन्छ र हाम्रो टिम्सहरु, they will be scattered in different cities. So सौरभजी, तपाईले ठ्याक्क पोखरामा मोनिका जीलाई भेट्नुहुन्छ कि हुन्न चाहिँ I'm not sure, तर I hope that हुन्छ नि, even if you do not meet her, you will get selected and also you will come to Kathmandu and then you can meet her.
Of course. The auditions, if we do a second audition for the Kathmandu Valley, I'm gonna be there, of course, so you can meet me, and of course I would be happy to share some tips with you.
So तपाईले चाहिँ of course auditions दिइसकेपछि सेलेक्ट भइसकेपछि ट्रेनिङको लागि आउँदाखेरि मोनिका जी सँगसँगै हाम्रो अरु विनर्सहरुले चाहिँ तपाईहरुलाई certain tipsहरु, classes-हरु, sessions-हरु दिनुहुन्छ. So stay tuned for that as well. There is another question. Santosh sir was saying that he is bringing more changes this year भनेर, and what kind of changes भनेर चाहिँ सोध्नु भएको छ. So for now I don't think that we can hint on certain things about this because यो उहाँले नै announce गर्नुहुन्छ. So अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ I would not like to shed some light onto it. Stay tuned for the announcements and maybe it's going to be great. Hopefully it is going to be great. Hold your horses and let's be patient. र त्यो सँगसँगै चाहिँ I believe that we have come to the end of today's live session. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching November Clothing presents Mr. and Miss National Nepal Season 4 in association with True Dharma, powered by Mahindra Agni Group. We are now live with the Miss Globe Nepal 2024, Miss Monica Adhikari, and this is your host, Mr. International Nepal 2023. And I believe that we are over with today's live session. If you do have any more questions, you can text, DM to our pages. And maybe we can cater to some of the questions from our pages, from our inbox. But I believe we are finally closing it down. So, Miss Monica ji, तपाईलाई के भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ before we end it today?
Yeah, of course, Mr. Saurav Sapkota has been asking us a lot of questions today. So let's meet in any one of the auditions, wherever it is available to you, wherever it's comfortable to you, Kathmandu, Pokhara, Nepalganj, anywhere. So let's meet at the auditions, if you will.
I think he is from Pokhara, and I believe तपाईले पनि आफ्नो schedule मिलाएर चाहिँ तपाईं पनि ठ्याक्क पोखराकै auditions मा जानुभयो भने चाहिँ it's gonna be
planning for Pokhara BeautyPageant auditions. So most probably you might meet me or see me at Pokhara BeautyPageant and Chitwan auditions.
All right. So सकेसम्म चाहिँ registration चाहिँ गरिहाल्नु because registration close हुँदैछ है. So त्यही भएको भएर चाहिँ सकेसम्म book your spot and maybe we'll meet sooner.
Yeah.
All right. So information आउँदै गर्छ सकेसम्म हाम्रो पेज सँग जुड्दै गर्नु होला, हामीले फलो गर्दै गर्नु होला, हाम्रो विनर्सहरुलाई पनि फलो गर्दै गर्नु होला र तपाईको होस्ट प्रज्वल ताम्रकार जीलाई पनि फलो गर्नु होला. त्यो सँगसँगै त्यो भन्दै चाहिँ I would like to wish everybody a very good night and we'll see you soon.
Yes. Of course.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you soon, guys.